It's the biggest reopening news yet. What restrictions are getting rolled back in the tri-state and when, as COVID numbers keep dropping?
Our few days of unsettled weather starts today. We're tracking rain. I'll time it out for you.
Their parody videos on family life have racked up over 1 billion views. Now the Holderness family is turning the page, and New York Live has their new project. This is News 4 Now for May 3rd. I'm Adam Cooperstein, and this is a huge day on the road to recovery in the tri-state. Thanks to dropping COVID rates, more restrictions and capacity limits are dropping as well.
So today we announced a major reopening of New York State on May 19th. The key is a smart reopening. Reopening is not a light switch.
You heard him. Governor Cuomo says May 19th is the day most capacity restrictions are gone in the tri-state. He announced a joint plan with New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy to lift those restrictions as of May 19th. We're talking restaurants, museums, theaters like Broadway, retail and shops. But keep in mind, New York is still going to keep the 6 feet social distancing requirement for now, except in places where you show proof for everyone of full vaccination or a recent negative COVID test. The subway system will return to full 24/7 service in 2 weeks. Since May, it's been shutting down nightly for extra cleaning because of the pandemic. First, it was for 4 hours, then for 2, but full service begins on May 17th. 80,000 New York City municipal employees are back in the office for the first time since the start of the pandemic. They returned today, but over the weekend, some of those city workers protested, saying the return to work is unsafe, unequal, and unnecessary. They want the return delayed until September. Mayor de Blasio says the time is now, and there will be an emphasis on safe practices and social distancing, and the return to work will be staggered with schedules rotated to keep some people home on some days. The man who was ordered to be held behind bars for a series of attacks on synagogues in the Bronx has been released. A judge decided to release Jordan Burnett, but placed him under supervision. Under New York's new bail law, only violent suspects can be jailed. Burnett faces 42 charges, including hate crimes. Police say he vandalized several synagogues and a Jewish center in the Bronx. Prayer books were even taken and destroyed there in Riverdale. Burnett is now due back in court on Friday. A touching tribute to COVID-19 victims along the Jersey Shore is getting a new home. Rima Saman set up this beach memorial several months ago in Belmar. She made the first heart out of shells on her brother's birthday after he died from COVID last year. This weekend, family members who lost loved ones to the virus removed about a dozen of those shell hearts surrounding hundreds of stones with the names of people who passed. The hearts are now being recreated on large wooden frames, and several local businesses have agreed to display them. Governor's Island is now open again. It opened this weekend. You can spread out across 120 acres of open space, ride your bike, take the slides, or just enjoy some fine food by the water. Governor's Island's Brooklyn ferries are going to run from both Pier 6 and Red Hook on weekends all season long. But you got to keep in mind, you have to reserve a ticket to visit the island this year. Well, here's something you'd never think you'd see in New York City: a flock of lambs grazing in a backyard. A homeowner discovered them behind their East New York home in Brooklyn and called police. The 8 little animals were quickly rounded up. They were taken to the city's animal care center. No word on where they came from or how they got there, but they are now headed to Skyland Sanctuary in New Jersey, and we're told they're all doing okay. And they've got names, so of course I'm going to read you the names. Vanilla Bean, Pistachio, Rocky Road, Candy Cane, Coconut, Tiramisu, Cannoli, and Pumpkin are all doing okay. Well, it couldn't last forever. After a picture-perfect Sunday, the rain is going to return tonight. Isn't that right, Maria?
We are coming off a pretty nice weekend, certainly warm yesterday. It is a much-needed rain, though, headed our way. We ended up finishing April with a rain deficit, and we're going to start really making up for it tonight. As you can see, if you have evening plans, mostly cloudy most of the time, and then a chance for showers by about dinner time. It's that chance that picks up a little bit as we head into the late night, overnight hours as temperatures fall into the upper 50s. Some heavy at times. You may even get a rumble of thunder late tonight. As you can see, that continues to push to the north and east as we get through the morning hours. By the morning, I think just mostly cloudy skies with a few lingering showers across eastern end of Long Island and Connecticut. Temperature-wise, we don't fall off too much. In fact, we stay in the mid and upper 50s for the city, low 50s for Poughkeepsie, so a little bit above average as far as low temperatures go, and a warm afternoon ahead.
Well, maybe you've seen their videos on social media or YouTube. The Holderness Family has racked up more than 1 billion views with their parody videos of the trials of family life. And here's New York Live on how they're starting a new chapter with a new book.
The Holderness Family has racked up over 1 billion views on their hilarious parody videos. Now, Kim and Penn are bringing that sense of humor to their first ever book, Everybody Fights. Yes, I believe this. I know this myself. Your videos are always so much fun. So do you think people will be surprised to see this side of your marriage and your life and your relationship?
We've definitely talked about that a lot, just because the general expectation you see when we're coming up is
a lot of jazz hands.
Yeah. Hey, it's okay, you're welcome. We get a lot of comments of people saying, you guys are my inspiration couple goals, you know.
Right.
We are obviously in love, but we fight a lot, like most couples do. And
we're not talking flipping tables fight. We're talking just that everyday conflict. And when we started working together and when we started making these videos together,
it's an added level of stress.
It was an added level of stress to the point where we weren't communicating well. There was a lot of tension. And so we went to counseling. There's these simple communication tweaks that we made, just using different language with each other. And it changed everything within our marriage. And we had a good marriage, but it made it great.
It's vaccination day. It's vaccination day.
You were like my family parody idols. I do parodies. I try and make fun videos. And then I see you guys, I'm like, I want to be them. That's who I want to be like. Like, what makes a good parody a fun parody?
You need something that's relatable and current that everyone can look at and say, oh, that's either happening to me or that's funny. A song that matches up as close as possible to the message.
I'm hovering.
And you need specifics of your life and of your family that add to the humor.
A Broadway actress from Westchester volunteered to do a virtual book reading to kids on Long Island. But what happened next caught her off guard. A few parents complained about something on her social media, and the school district sided with those parents, creating even more outrage and causing a Hollywood actress to call her hometown racist.
Black Lives Matter!
When Diamond Essence White spoke at a Black Lives Matter rally last summer, the Broadway actress never imagined it would lead to an uproar in January when she was invited by a friend from an old show in Smithtown, Long Island, to speak at the school district's Family Literacy Night.
She was like, oh, this will be cool. Like, you made it from Smithtown to Broadway. Come talk to our kids. And I was like, yeah, I'm down.
Diamond read a book called Not Quite Snow White. The video of her volunteer appearance for the Smithtown Central School District has since been made private, but parent Kate Carey watched it with her 9-year-old son.
I thought it sent a great message.
There was nothing controversial in this?
No.
Nothing happened about politics?
No.
But that didn't matter to some parents who scoured Diamond's social media and then submitted complaints for a board meeting.
Question posed by June Moylan. She asked, with the world so divided, why was such a politically charged person selected to be star speaker for the Family Literacy Q&A?
If I were a white person, would the parents have thought, let me go through her social media to see if she's okay?
During the board meeting, Superintendent Mark Secor responded with what parents viewed as an apology for inviting Diamond.
A family literacy night should not turn into a polarizing event. The district should have done a better job vetting this person and her social media history prior to her participation.
The superintendent then privately called Diamond to explain his reactions.
He said that wasn't intended to be an apology, but anyone would take that as an apology.
The superintendent declined an interview and sent a statement citing concerns about posts which included disparaging comments about the police.
That's inappropriate.
One parent cited a now deleted tweet where Diamond used an acronym that's a slur against police.
I don't believe that's racial justice when you pick on a particular group and ostracize that particular group.
And I love the police.
And so I resent what she stands for.
And even if what she said during the book night had nothing to do with politics, it's still inappropriate?
I believe so.
I agree that the verbiage is very strong and I don't love it, but the message behind it is what I agree with.
Do you regret saying it?
No.
Diamond says she was disheartened, but not surprised by the school district's response, pointing out that only 1% of students in Smithtown are black. But what did surprise her is the messages of support that flowed in on social media. Smithtown parents saying they were ashamed by the district's actions, and students calling it disgusting.
What does it say to those students to then apologize for this black speaker's appearance there and apologize because she's saying Black Lives Matter?
In March, actress Alana Glazer, a Smithtown native, spoke out in support of Diamond, writing a letter to her 1 million followers titled, "My Hometown is Racist."
It meant a lot to me that she used her platform.
While they worry about the message being sent in Smithtown, others worry about the precedent being set, with the superintendent now vowing to vet the social media history of potential speakers.
I don't agree with her, but she wasn't saying that to those kids. She wasn't trying to convince those kids that cops were bad. She wasn't trying to convince them of anything. You trying to cancel her is no better than somebody from the left trying to cancel somebody because they say they support Trump.
I just hope that both sides and opinions are considered equally moving forward.
Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.